What's going on, everyone? So we got a final table here, 10900K, almost 19,000 up top. I wanted to bring this to you a little earlier, but I had a ton of stuff going on. I almost considered pulling it up when we were final two tables, but we were like right in the middle of the pack, and then we ended up winning a pretty big all-in, hand for hand. Dude limped the small blind with like 21 bigs. We had about 18 or 19 in the small blind. I just jammed with deuces, and he snapped us off with ace-9 suited, which I guess is probably good. The only thing I was wondering about is whether or not he just wants to be like raise calling or jamming himself in that situation. Of course, in terms of chip EV, I think his like trapping at some frequency would be good, or raise calling, but might be a little bit more incentivized to actually just put the money in, because there were some shorties round two, and obviously there's a lot of ICM at play, so yeah, it'll be interesting to look at that one. So here, and this is something I actually just found out recently, the difference between a PKO and non-PKO format is, I think when we're 1 and 2 in chips, we're calling with like jacks and queens almost full frequency here, I believe, especially when there's two super shorties in the small and the big blind. Or I mean, in the, why did I even think small and the big blind? In hijack cutoff. Yeah, we're just really disincentivized to play big pots here, even with hands as strong as this. Also, like, we have to play for all the chips. Jacks is not going to be doing nearly as well in terms of, you know, this final table as if we were just, you know, early mid stages of the tournament. Pretty good board so far. Block flushes, unlikely as a king. Another one coming out. I'm not even sure if this bet size is good here. I think he's supposed to size down here quite a bit on the specific card, especially with ICM here. That said, I don't really think we can fold here. But I am pretty hesitant, given the size he chose. Yeah, nice. I would imagine that hand likely has to bluff, almost always. And we would have been in a really, really tough spot if he triple barreled there. Again, I think in terms of chips, we probably can't fold. But with ICM, you know, I think we have to call a lot tighter. So here, I don't think we're supposed to do much. I don't think we're supposed to do much limping at all, if any. I think I'm going to raise like the very top, very bottom of my range. Now, with the suited combos, maybe we're just supposed to be jamming here, so this could be not great. Jamming here might actually be the best play. But what I'm fairly confident in is that I don't think we do any limping here. So I think I'd rather like limp like a 6-deuce offsuit as opposed to 6-deuce suited. Because the DVB calls, like, you know, we're doing all right here, but yeah, so this could be a mistake here. This might just be better as a jam. I've been studying like crazy lately too. Like, after I finished last night, I was doing all kinds of. I've been studying a lot of post-flop stuff lately because I don't want to say I've been neglecting it, but I've just really been hammering home a lot of these ICM charts that GTO Wizards provided us, and I may have kind of put some of my post-flop stuff on the back burner, and I was drilling a lot with the GTO trainer and GTO Wizard. And we definitely have some leaks to clean up. I mean, for the most part, everything still looks relatively good, but not to say we can't still improve in a few areas. So definitely want to take some more time and be grinding that a little bit more frequently here in the near future. Fortunately, we gotta fold this. King deuce suited's kind of close here. I think we still open here, basically 2-to-1 chip lead over everybody. These two are going to be relatively tight, with these two being on the short side. I think the chip stack distribution allows me to be relatively aggressive here. What up, Flood? FD on the go, yeah. I was planning on bringing something up. Man, we had so many tables going. As you guys know, I'm going through a bit of a rough patch here in terms of poker, so I really wanted to focus the majority of my day just like grinding a lot of tables. So putting in a ton of volume. So I was just like insanely busy for, I don't know, the first 6 hours of my session today. Gonna rip here too. And I figured if we had something to sweat when the day got a little bit later, I'd fire up the stream. Unfortunately, I got this going a little bit later than I wanted to here. I really wanted to get in here around final 2 tables, but we still had a lot going on at the time too. What's going on, everyone? I just want to take a quick second to shout out GTO Wizard. GTO Wizard and myself have recently become affiliated, and to say thank you to them as well as to you guys for showing us some support. I'm going to try to do a lot more of these no-delay live study streams over my Twitch channel. So if you guys are interested in asking me questions and see how to utilize a great product like GTO Wizard in real time, make sure you guys are following me on Twitch. Also, big shout out to GTO Wizard for offering my viewers a 10% discount over their first purchase of GTO Wizard. So if you guys are interested in utilizing that, make sure you guys use my affiliate link, again, for a 10% discount over your very first purchase of GTO Wizard. And now that you've done that, let's jump back into the action. Come on, Kruger 23X. We're just going to rip here. We can really make this guy's life hell. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's calling range is maybe like jacks, ace, king. He might even have to fold pocket 10s here. Basically because of these guys being so short. I don't know how. There's quite a bit of money up top. There's a $5,000 difference between first and second. So I guess in general, there's just going to be a little less ICM at play because the majority of the money's up top. You know, first place is 18.5, and second is 13.5. So either way, we'll keep an eye on that. I think I might get a little saucy here. Nice. But yeah, we managed to run it up. Let's see if we can do it again. Ooh. Wow, so it's crazy. Like this this final table was going so quickly. It was going so quickly, and I was like, "Fuck! I gotta get the stream going before we're heads up here." And then yeah, so we went from 9 to 8 to 8 to 7, 8 7 to 6 really quickly, and then we were just stuck on 5 for quite a while. Rip here. So we can still be like relatively aggressive, although we're not going to go crazy here because, yeah, we have this guy covered, but it's not like we have him covered by that much. So yeah, we can still be relatively aggressive because he's definitely going to defend on the tighter side, but I don't think we just want to be going nuts here. Check turn here too. Maybe what we'll do, it might be fun to, geez, versus size, we might just have a fold here. Yeah, this might look nitty, but I'm just going to fold here. So maybe what we'll do, since we ended up bringing this FT to you a little bit late, maybe one day we'll, like, I'll just do a study stream on my own, and I'll do a no delay live stream, and we'll go through the whole hand history of this tournament and kind of check it out. Just so those of you who are not signed up with the seminars can do a little work with us, sweat a little session. Though I do highly recommend the seminars, of course. Especially with Pone Didi and El Merrick's joining the BBZ crew. Two of the biggest high stakes crushers in the game. Well, I guess we wanted to see this guy bust, but it's not the worst, this guy's staying around. Because we're going to be able to leverage our stack a little bit more. With this guy being so short. Again, this is on the loose side, but I don't mind opening here. This might be a little too loose. Again, like, I'd rather open here if this guy had 25 or 30 bigs. Or relatively deep with him, so we can't just be opening a lot of crap. Because we still need something decent if he ends up defending here. So this might be a little out of line. But I think it's close. Ooh. A real hand. Makes sense. Him going through a database is probably pretty good. Yeah, and also for database stuff, we really don't want to like broadcast that, you know, to too many people, because, you know, database analysis is essentially finding my leaks. So anybody watching can be like, oh, you know, these are your leaks. Okay, well now I know how to exploit you. So you know, it's okay to give it away for some people, like the people who are going to be studying and working hard on the game anyway. But yeah, we don't necessarily just want to be giving away the, like, I'd much rather broadcast the, just like a live hand history review rather than like doing a deep dive into my database. I'm not really looking to throw out information for people to know how to exploit me. Wow, kings to nines. All right. Guaranteed 5 figs. So I think raising here for protection and value is certainly an option. We're going to call this time, though. I don't think this hand just like pure raises. Especially if we think this guy's been a little overstabby, which I'm starting to think he has been. And still going to get showdown here now. Let's run out. So technically I think we can, so we're going to float like king highs and queen highs here. And I think we can technically value bet those. And we really don't have a worse hand than the one we have right now. So we're going to throw one of these out. Nice. Man. First time we've had like a decent hand, but we can't raise call here. I'm kind of curious what our worst calling hand here is. This technically might fit into our calling range, but that's assuming this guy's jamming like queen 9 suited and king 10 suited as he should be, and just never giving people credit for that shit. Simple as that. A spot where I'm not sure if we get any raise here or not. Our diamond, I don't think we need to raise so much. And we're going to call one more here. Reevaluate. Come on, knuckle. Yeah, I'm just going to fold this one. Yeah, I've seen enough from this guy. This is certainly not a size here. I mean, he can do some raising here, but this mid-open size is not going to be a thing. So, knowing that this guy probably isn't the strongest, I'm going to try to play this out. Again, if we know we have two, like, tough regs, it makes a whole lot more sense to be taking a deal. But we want to be a little bit more gambly if we think there's a spot in the game. I'm going to float here. Backdoor flush draw. Pretty easy fold here now. Yeah, I'm actually not even sure if this, like, this size is a thing on a board that wet. And showered here. Somehow they both make full houses with the same exact hand. This happened to me so many times on GG today. Again, here I think we can mix open and call. Good flop here. So, I don't know, this is kind of close because, again, I think if we had a few more chips, I would do a little bit more betting here. The majority of his check back range is going to be like a lot of suited combos, so I think on these suited boards, we do a lot of checking back. Now, of course, we get some betting here, but I think in terms of ICM, we want to do a little bit more checking here than we normally would. So maybe just like pure checking, as deep as we are on these monotone boards, is going to be an option. Again, it'll be a lot nicer when we actually have can access some of these ICM ranges for pulse swap play once GTO Wizard comes up with that. They haven't quite yet. I'm gonna check here with the backdoor clubs, backdoor straight draw. Also want to see if this guy's just like probing like crazy. Okay, so he actually checks on the back here. Gonna check turn, likely bluff most rivers. Specifically this one. We definitely still have king jacks, queen jacks, king queens, jack nines, jack five is diamonds here. Broadways in general are going to be better for me. So we're going to do a little bit more calling versus smaller size here, because we're just getting a better price. And I don't mind playing position if this guy's like just opening here way too wide. I mean, doing some 3-betting here is going to be okay, of course. And I don't think the size is good on this board. I think he wants to size up if he's going to be betting. We're going to be floating relatively wide here. Certainly ace high is a very easy float. And on the turn, I think we're just going to check. We still have some good showdown here. Want to keep some weaker hands in his range, I suppose. And against a guy who's just not bluffing that much. So, we really don't have that many better hands other than, like, a 9, or, like, ace high. I mean, we need to be calling with just more than a 9 or an 8. And we're getting a really good price on a call here. And we're also going to be floating, like, jack highs and queen highs here. That can't call. I just think we have to call here with an ace. Let's go. Min opening 7-4 offsuit. Nice answer. So this is interesting too, because like getting limp jammed off this hand would really suck. So I'm just gonna check this one back. I think we actually can do some checking back here. I think we're mostly betting, especially with one of our better queens and having the backdoor spades. Snap call is interesting. Same on the turn here. I think kind of like either or is fine. I'm going to bet. I mean, if we know he's, like, opening 7-4, I would assume he's limping, like, 6-4 offs. But we definitely get called by worse. If he raises, we can likely still call. I mean, we're not going to be thrilled about it, but we would. So here, limping and raising, probably both fine. Limp this time. So, normally we would be mixing here, but I think with ICM, we just get to do a lot more betting here in general when we're the covering stack, especially on boards that are very unlikely to hit big blinds range when he checks back here. Obviously, the majority of his hands that hit this board are going to be ISOing pre. So I think we do a lot more stabbing in our shoes than we normally would. So although our ace would likely mix a lot, I think we probably just want to be maybe even close to pure betting in that spot. Bet here. Gonna mix it up here on the turn. Gonna go for double barrel. He shouldn't be defending a ton of 3x here, although I really wouldn't put it past this guy. And on the diamond, I just think we have to heave this in there. I really think we have to jam here. Once he just snap calls, I also don't really think he has a 3 that often. I think he would consider raising with 3. This could be like 9x of clubs here a lot. I really just think it's going to be... I mean, he can still have some ace highs that might get a little stubborn here, but he's going to have clubs that we auto-fold here. And even like a hand like King 4 Hearts is going to be in a really tough spot. Nice, let's go. So the timing kind of made me want to jam there, although the one thing that made me a bit nervous is this guy capable of folding top pair? It's the biggest question I had to ask myself. Sometimes you just gotta fire it in there, though. So, I think this hand's too strong to jam here. We're going to do a lot of, like, random 3-betting here, I think. Especially with this guy being so short. So, we kind of want to induce him to be jamming hands like ace-5 suited. I don't know if, like, he's going to have a tougher time, like, raise calling pocket 8s. As opposed to, if we do this, he's going to jam a lot more with 8s. Oh, that one's getting in no matter what. Hold. Hold. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. Just takes one, guys. Oh my god. I'm trying to envision the cards I want to see. Just trying to envision the cards I want to see. Because I feel like since I've been running so like awfully, I've just been like looking for the cards that are going to fuck me over. So I need to start envisioning the cards I actually want to see. Let's go. I see ladies loving poker. Yeah, women are huge in poker. You ever go to the World Series? I mean, obviously it's still very much dominated by men, but there's, you know, a ton of women in the games now. I think the biggest thing is just having them like feel comfortable when playing in an environment that's so drastically dominated by men. Because there's like a lot of creeps. I mean, even if you guys see like people talking to dealers, like they'll be so miserable to some random guy that's dealing, and then their whole demeanor just completely changes when a pretty girl sits down and starts dealing. It's just, it's really kind of pathetic. So, I can understand how, as a woman, it would get a little annoying when you're just trying to sit down and play some poker, and men are treating you like you're at a nightclub. That's a good turn. And I think we're just going to call here. There's literally no river that we're going to fold to. Even like a fourth heart or the board pairing, we're still going to call. I think at this stack to pot ratio, there's not really much need to raise. Range is being so wide. Flush is just so far up in our range. That is a sexy run out. Plus, this board overall is going to be a lot better for his like opening range than it is for my calling range. Like, I never have ace-jack, ace-10. Jamming all those hands pre. Let's go! Let's go! Finally! Whew! Oh, man, you guys have no idea how fucking good that feels. You guys have no idea. It's been just so brutal. Today was absolutely brutal, but we got that one W. We got that one W.